friends, welcome to today's lesson. When we were at school, we started our topic of weather and climate. So we looked at keywords, climate zones around the world, measuring weather, and the water cycle. For today's lesson, we're going to have a look at the difference between weather and climate. So we're going to understand the terms weather and climate and use new keywords. We're going to look at how to use more keywords correctly and put them into relevant sentences, where I'm going to get you to create a weather report. So let's begin the lesson. So if you think back to when we were in lessons, we started to create our definition of weather and climate. So on the left-hand side, we've got some pictures which helped us to create our own definition of weather. And on the right-hand side, we have some pictures to help us create our definition of climate. Now, can you remember your own definition from the lesson? Use the pictures to help you. Were your definitions similar to mine? Now, if you have a look at weather, so weather is the condition of the atmosphere at a particular place and time. The atmosphere is a layer of air surrounding the Earth, and the weather affects how we live from day to day. So whether we need to take sunglasses and a sun cream, or whether we need to take an umbrella and a raincoat. Now, climate is the average condition of the atmosphere of a specific place over a long period of time, and usually that period of time is about 30 years. Now, for the first task I'm getting you to do, I'm getting you to define some of the keywords that we have used in the lessons. So we looked at temperature, clouds, lightning, relief rain. Now, if we have a quick look at some of the keywords then, so our definitions, for example, rain is any water falling from the sky, and comparing that to snow, snow is frozen water falling from the sky. We've also got the keyword of precipitation, which is the name given for any moisture from the sky, so any rain, hail, sleet or snow. If you look, say, for example, at forecast, and that's about predicting the weather. So the forecast is on the TV all through the day to tell us what the weather is going to be like. Have a go at completing task 1 of defining the keywords. If you're stuck, you can pause the video and use the keywords from here to help you. Now for task 2, I've got you to have a look at weather symbols. So you might see these either in the newspaper or on the TV when we're looking at the weather forecast. Now we've got things like a sunshine, we've got cloud and sunshine, we've got a dark cloud, we've got fog. And I'd like you to work out what the symbol is representing. Have a look at the website on the screen, which is at the Met Office, and what does this forecast mean to help you if you're struggling. And for task 3, I'm going to get you to write a weather report. Now, most people know that the weather is supposed to be like by watching the weather forecast on the TV. Now, your task is to write a weather report for today. So use your local area, wherever you are, for your location to write your report. Now, you can use the following sentence starters and structure, or you can create your own. It's up to you. Now, try and use the geographical words like relief rain, convectional rain, precipitation, and the ones are used in task 1. And try and use accurate figures from your research. So think about what the temperature is like right at this moment in time, or the wind speeds or the wind direction. If you use the Met Office website, where you got the symbols from, you should be able to get accurate data. Now, for your weather report, you can start it off by saying things like, welcome to the weather report, my name is, and then say your name, like you see on the news and the weather forecast then. So you can create your weather forecast by saying this morning the weather is, and tell me what the weather is like. So it can either be normal for this time of year, or you might hear weather reports saying it's unusual for this time of year, and tell me why that is the case. So for example, it could be because we've got wind moving up from Europe, making our weather very warm, or it could be that wind's coming from the north and making it colder than normal. We then say today by the afternoon, the weather is going to be like this. The temperature will be, say, 30 degrees. I wish. The wind speeds will be very slow at this speed, and the wind is coming from this direction. So again, you can start to see that I'm using figures and I'm using directions to help make my weather report very accurate. And then by night, we expect to see, and you could tell me what temperature is going to be like. Is it going to be windy? Is it going to be still? Is it going to be rainy? So obviously add more detail to your weather report. And then you can give me a weather report for tomorrow if you have the data. So tomorrow the weather's going to be the same or it's going to change with temperatures of this, wind speeds of this speed, and the wind will be coming from which direction. Remember, weather reports need to be as accurate as they can be because lots of people will rely on weather reports. So for example, a farmer will need to know if it's going to be raining or if it's going to be extremely sunny because that will determine what he needs to do on his farm. Or for example, we might need to know what the weather's going to be and how we need to dress or how we need to protect ourselves with the weather. So for example, wear sunscreen or if we need to keep warm. The last task on your worksheet is a research task. Now, you've done a weather report for your area that you live in. Now you can find another place anywhere in the world and write a weather report using the same structure as you've just done for the same day as the one from where you live. So then you can answer the questions of, are there any similarities between the two places? Is it both sunny or is it both rainy? Are there any differences? So for example, here it might be 10 degrees and where you've looked at might be 30 degrees. Which weather would you prefer and why? And how does this day differ to the weather the day or week before in both places? And can you find the weather forecast for the next day or next day in your two places? Hope you have a good lesson and thank you.